Good, happy Thursday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I'm back from vacation, everyone, and it is good to be back on air. Let's begin with your newscast. First up, Bush family relative remembers former First Lady as a towering presence. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Jean Mackin.
The look of the indoors has found its way out.
Meet one man here who spent many years in that house across the way on Walker's Point because he married a Walker and was welcomed into the Bush family with open arms.
It was just such a towering presence.
Davis Robinson knew Barbara Bush for more than 50 years, spending family time in the Bush compound. He is married to George H.W. Bush's cousin.
My wife, when she was growing up, this was her summer home. She is a Walker of Walker's Point. From a child, I knew them. Never, of course, in my wildest imagination, thought that there would be two presidents and a governor.
He went to school with the Bush boys and later met Barbara.
She had a very large impact on my life. She was an extraordinary mother, extraordinary wife, extraordinary grandmother. You knew that she loved you, but you also knew that you were not going to get away with anything that didn't meet her standards, and her standards were very high. So God bless her. I will miss her forever.
Now his thoughts are with his lifelong friend, his wife's cousin, George H.W. Bush.
We love him as much as we loved her, and we're especially thinking about him and praying for him as he no longer has holding his hand a woman in his life for 75 years.
And Davis says he will miss walking the dogs together on a beach here in Kennebunkport with Barbara Bush. He calls her Bar.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. White Lives Matter spray painted on Boston business. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Facing a family crisis, you need Cervisi and Associates. With over 20 years of experience, we focus exclusively on divorce and family law. You can count on our team to provide personal attention, integrity, and dedication.
Slap in our face, this is the epicenter of the Black community in Boston.
In bold, White Lives Matter in the heart of historic Dudley Square on the side of Black Market.
I think that they're afraid of the name.
Owner Kai Grant calls it a racist slur.
We will not be intimidated. We are longtime residents. I am 4 generations Roxbury. We are not going anywhere.
Housing minority vendors, Black Market opened as a pop-up co-op last summer. Just before their grand reopening this weekend, this appeared in the past month. Police are now investigating, though the motivation remains unclear. Are they investigating this as a hate crime?
Yes, they are. I just had a Civil Rights Committee give us a call.
Worried now about her safety and that of her customers and vendors, unsure whether the vandals targeted Dudley or live here.
I have no idea because our community is in flux. We're in a state of gentrification and displacement that would rival Harlem. It's the sentiment of privilege that I think folks are just afraid of the story not being about them. Pro-Black does not mean anti-white.
And graffiti busters are coming here on Friday to wipe all of this away, but there are no cameras around here, and so whoever did this remains a mystery.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Barbara Bush, remembered for dedication to children literacy. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
The biggest country stars. Play on Maine's #1 country station. 99.9 The Wolf.
Oh, they're the most suited people you can imagine. Both of them grew up in, well-to-do circumstances, and I think they both felt the obligation to give back to their fellow man and to all of us, and it comes out in everything that they do. Behind every great man is a strong woman. This is what we have here. And that was her role. And she promoted the man, and how lucky are we? Because George H.W. Bush would not have been George H.W. Bush without Barbara Bush behind him. It wasn't an agenda that overshadowed her husband by any means, but she wanted to do good, and she wanted to take that step out to do it.
Reading is what counts. You ought to let your children see you read, you ought to read to them, you ought to have them read to you. It's very hard for me to believe that you'd want to name the hospital after me. But if my name helps in any way for you to build an even better way for caring for children, then I am doubly honored.
She was a wife and a mother first and foremost, and she used her role to further an agenda that she truly believed in without compromising the fact that she was a wife and a mother.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And our thoughts and prayers are with the family. Jeff reveals Amazon has 100 million Prime members in letter to shareholders. Amazon CEO Jeff has released his latest annual shareholder letter. Southwest passenger did what any registered nurse would do in attempt to save woman. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
power grids, aging, everything. We also have the age-old problem of bias in the workplace.
Really? Never heard of it.
The question is, who's going to fix all of this? An actor? Probably not. But you know who can solve it? Business. Because solving big problems is what business does best. So let's take on the wage gap, the opportunity gap, the achievement gap. Whatever the problem, business can help. And I know who can help them do it.
2 passengers who were on that flight, registered nurse Peggy Phillips and Marty Martinez, now join us here. First of all, our hearts go out to everybody that was on board, and especially Jennifer's family. And let me start with you first. I know you're back home in Dallas. 20 minutes into the flight, something goes horribly wrong. Can you tell us what you experienced?
Yes, it was terrifying. There was an incredibly loud noise, and the plane started shaking like I've never experienced before. And I think we all knew at that point that something was terribly wrong. The oxygen mask dropped down out of the compartment, and we all assisted each other trying to get our masks on and helping people across the aisle. And I noticed at the time that there was a gentleman, a young man, who was helping. He was out of his seat with his mask off, helping other people. And I noticed him because it was something I wasn't really expecting. And I kind of had him pegged for probably some sort of medical personnel, but I didn't know that for sure. And, you know, as this progressed and we did have the incident behind us, I saw him go down the aisle very, very quickly. And I turned around to try to figure out what exactly was going on. And there were a lot of, the flight attendants were there, the Jim and Andrew, the EMT, were there. And I did not know the situation at that time. I knew something had happened, but I wasn't sure what. And, you know, we tend to go, okay, there's a lot of people back there. I don't want to go back and make the situation any worse by crowding things. But the minute they said, we need someone who knows CPR, I got up and went back, took off my oxygen mask, went back, and we began CPR immediately. Andrew and I ran the CPR. He's the EMT, and he was just the most courageous young man. And I think we had a lot of, I don't consider myself a hero by any stretch, and but there were heroes on that plane. And
okay, and there you go on that video. If you want to watch the whole video, we will share that link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page. A retired nurse was among those on a Southwest Airlines flight who tried to vine in to help save an injured passenger when the plane's engine exploded in mid-air Tuesday. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone.